can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. My name is Khia Moon Smith. I am the Director of Operations for Miss Earth USA, and pretty much kind of like a catch-all as well for a lot of different tasks that go on throughout the pageant week and leading up to the national pageant throughout the year.
And what is the work of a director of operation in the pageantry?
So I kind of like to describe myself as an extreme multitasker. So I do a little bit of everything. The director of operations for our organization, which is myself, I'm responsible for managing our directors and being a resource for all of our state directors during the pageant season when they're taking care and planning for all of their state pageants, so that we get those representatives that are going to take the national stage. I help manage some of the title holder relations, social media, helping out and monitoring those things and making sure that our branding is in line. And then more behind the scenes for the organization itself, I'm responsible for a lot of things. I'm kind of like Laura's right hand, her other right hand, managing budget, contracts, agreements, planning, logistics, you name it, I do it. Putting out fires left and right. All of the things that come with pageantry. We have a joke where we say in pageantry, if it can happen, it will happen. And yeah, I'm that one that'll put out that fire. I come with the hose. So yeah, it's a lot of work, and it is very much pleasantly overwhelming, is what I like to say. I'm there by Laura Clark, our executive director. I'm there by her side, just making sure that everything is in line and everything is ready to go, so that when the lights come on, it's showtime.
Summarize, without you, no contest.
Pretty much. I'm not gonna say it. No.
Yeah, I was to say, don't let Laura hear you say that.
No, but
Laura will admit that as well, I have a feeling.
Yeah, I like to be her catch-all. I always tell her, I say, Laura, what are you doing? What do you need me to do? That's always my line. What do you need me to do? You let me know and I got it. So
for this job, like Miss Director of Operation at Miss Earth USA, have you competed in the pageantry during your childhood, for example?
Actually, yes. I have been in the pageant industry for over 20 years now. I actually began competing in pageants, and I was in high school. It was my senior year of high school, and I began competing. I did my first pageant. It was a train wreck because I had no idea what I was doing and getting into. It said scholarship on the flyer, and I needed college money, so I said, let's do it, right? And I fell in love with it, polished myself up, and got better. And I went on to be a state title holder, three times over, competed on the national stage three different times. And actually, that's how Laura and I met. She and I actually competed against each other the year that she won Ms. United States. She and I competed against each other for the Virginia state title. She won, I got third place, and she went on to nationals, won Ms. United States 2011. I decided to give it another shot in 2012, and she crowned me as her successor. And we've been joined at the hip ever since. So yeah, it's been a fun ride. It's been a very fun ride.
And after this, I see, in your biography, I see you become state director. It's right?
Yes, I actually, so when Laura became the owner, the franchise for Miss Earth USA, I started in 2015 and 2016 as stage production. I was working as stage management along with another staff member. And in 2016, so after that second show, I said I wanted to direct. And so I began directing Virginia and Maryland, and was a state director from 2000 and the 2017 season all the way through 2019, which is when Laura tapped me and said, "Hey, need you to do something a little different." And I was very reluctant. I joke and tell her, I was like, I'm always a state director at heart. I love this stage. It's always so much fun. And she asked me to take on the role of, managing and helping manage the state directors. This was before director of operations. And I said, "Well, can I still direct?" And she says, "No." And so I was like, "I need to think about it." So I had to think about taking a promotion, right? But yeah, reluctantly at first, but very much welcomed the opportunity, and then moved up to where I am now.
Do you think, have you been coached before this?
Yes, I have coached. And actually, I have a consulting, Crown Life Consulting is my own personal baby. That's, I am an entrepreneur as well outside of pageantry. So I've taken all of the skills that I've learned, because I dug in and learned everything on my own and became a coach. And actually, when I was a state director under Miss Earth USA, I've had girls finish very well, even winning national titles, always placing in the top 10, 20, top 4. So very good finishes. Our girls always did well.
This weekend, Marisa Butler have no win the crown of Miss Earth. She become Miss Earth Waiter 2021. Are you proud by the journey of Marisa?
Marissa did a phenomenal job. The competition this year was just top notch. She held her own. She held her head high. She represented the USA so well. Very much proud of everything that she's done, and earning the title of Miss Earth Air is absolutely, it's so prestigious. And I'm just glad and so excited that she was able to make it a three-peat for us. So that's 3 crowns in a row for the USA. So we are super excited, very much excited for what she's done. She's phenomenal. She has done everything with so much grace, and we could not have picked a better representative for the USA.
I have interviewed 15 candidates for the next edition of Miss Earth USA, and we have this year a high promotion for me. It's my first opinion.
It's great. I love it. The system is phenomenal.
You can win a fourth crown at the next edition of Miss Earth, I think.
I'll take it.
I have met a lot of great, phenomenal person. It's we can talk with her about platform. She has a lot of great platforms this year, I think.
Does, absolutely. But she's the total package, which that's what we look for in all of our title holders. It's one thing in pageantry to be in it for the development. Everyone has their different reasons. Some girls are in it for the crown. Some girls are in it for the development and the personal growth, because you can learn so much about yourself and improve so much in yourself, of yourself through pageantry. But to have the actual core values of the organization and the title that you're going up for, and to have that at heart, that's what we look for. And that's what I think makes our title holders so successful, and it helps them to advance to the levels that we've had even under our new leadership. I just posted something today. I said, this is the 6th crown, the 6th time the USA has won the international title in the 21-year history. And since we've taken over and through our leadership since 2016, we have all but 2 years have consistently brought home an international title. So that speaks to, what it is that we are pushing for, and what it is that we look for in the machine that we built, and what we look for in a title holder. We look for that top-notch, top quality that's going to represent the country well and represent the world, because that's what Miss Earth is about. It's not just your country, it's an ambassadorship.
Um, I imagine you prepare the next edition of Miss Earth USA. Do you think we have some change in the show?
Some changes in the show,
Ouais.
some surprises, some little changes. Yes, there's some things coming that we are super excited about. I can't say, but some things I am tight-lipped on. Yes, the lips are sealed, but I will say they are going to be spectacular. We definitely are looking forward to this year. Last year was our 5th anniversary of this organization and under Laura's directorship. And we celebrated that by bringing home the Miss Earth crown for the first time ever in US history. And so we said, hey, let's go ahead with year 6 and do some big things and bring in some surprises. And yes, they're going to be great. We cannot wait for everybody to see them. It's been a very long year of keeping quiet.
I
So
want
very
to
excited.
I want to my accreditation press. I want to go to Orlando in January.
I wish I could give you the scoop, but Laura would hang me. she would hang me outside. She's like, nope, you're out to dry. No, but they're gonna be so spectacular. I think everybody is going to love the little surprises that we have very much, very much.
Mais Sammy, we relinks the category Mrs. Elite for this year.
Mhm.
Why?
So we learned with the elite division, and that's some pageants call it Ms., the MS division, some call it elite like us. It's a very unique division. I am a former Ms. myself. I've competed in the Ms. division. That's actually where I was a state title holder. And we oftentimes, and I can speak from experience, you kind of feel, I don't want to say out of place, because you have the Miss, the younger, unmarried, no children, never have children. Then you have Misses where they're established, they're married, and they have children some. And then you've got Ms. where it's a combination. We may or may not have children. We're at different points in our lives, and we're a different age group. So we actually found that they were looking for a little bit different of a path and a little bit more support in their individual efforts throughout their walks of life and their various walks of life. So what we did was we actually integrated the elite division over into International Ms., which is an international pageant, again, another of Laura's actual pageant that she has founded, and she's the founder and creator of that. And that has been phenomenal. The women and the prestige in that particular category in that pageant are top notch as well. I always joke and I tease Laura and I say it's a Laura Clark production and everyone knows. And we're looking for that certain little, that little twinkle in the woman's eye. And there's a certain title holder and a certain type of title holder, and that prestige is carried right on across. And so we found, like I said, with that age division, that was perfect for them. It caters to the woman that is that 26 and up age range where she's in different places in her life, and we can support her in her philanthropic and her career efforts. So it was a great move. It was definitely something that was beneficial, and it has proven to be phenomenal for us because it's continuing to grow even this year.
Miss Earth USA go to Miss Earth, but Mrs.
Yes.
Earth USA have no international pageant. It's not too sad for this girl?
Well, she does actually have an international pageant. So our Misses, so the Miss goes to Miss Earth, yes. The Misses, she actually does have the option to compete internationally at International Ms. So that is one, yes, that was one of the changes. So with us moving the elite division over, we also looked at International Ms. because we do have that married woman. So we have the opportunity for her there to compete in that category for the Mrs. title or for the title of International Ms. So she's actually still competing at an international level still competing with a high caliber of women and still getting that international title opportunity, which is phenomenal. So it's been great. And then again, we know what type of a program, and reputable and prestigious title that she's going up for. So it's been phenomenal. The women have taken to it. They are excited about it. And even more exciting changes to come for that as I help to transition into international Ms. as well. So big changes, yes. Again, extreme multitasker, right?
Laura doesn't want to create an international pageant for Mrs. like Mrs. Earth.
Say that, excuse me, say that again.
Laura don't want to create a great pageant, a great international pageant for Mrs. like Mrs. Earth, for example.
I will say anything is possible. When she's working with me, I have a let's take over the world mentality. So I've been nudging her. I've been nudging and saying, hey, let's try this. So anything is possible. I'll say that. I'll just say that.
For you, which value must have a good Mrs. Earth USA?
For all of our title holders, I will always and foremost and first say, I always tell, and this is something I've even coached my girls on, you absolutely must be a humble servant. You have to remember that the job of a title holder is to represent your people, whether that's your state, your country, on whatever stage and whatever platform that you're competing on. And even if you don't win, and this is where I say it's important to be humble and be a servant, because if you don't win the international title or even the national title, you still have that state title or that country title. You still have that crown that you earned to get to that point until your reign is over. And so it's important to remain humble and to remember why you entered into the competition to begin with, why you chose the organization, what it was that drew you to that organization, and keep that as your core focus. And from there, integrity, because integrity, it speaks for itself. What you do when you have your crown and sash on and what you do when you don't have your crown and sash on, because everyone is watching, right? So integrity is a big key factor as well. And when you put those two things together, you're a humble servant and you're operating in integrity, you're going to represent your organization and its core values and the people that you're representing in your area to the best of your ability. And it's always going to be done, in my opinion, the right way. And you're going to exude some sort of confidence and some sort of prestige that is going to be admirable among your peers. So
Miss Earth USA organization is an open mind organization, because we have no stereotypes for your candidate. We have the perfect example with Miss Illinois Earth this year. She's a plus size candidate, and we have a wheelchair candidate too. We have no stereotype. It's important for you to have no stereotype for the candidate.
Correct. Yes. You said no stereotype, no particular type. Yes, because you have to be able to, you represent so many different people. You represent so many different walks. You represent so many different factors and so many different causes, so many different things. So absolutely, there's no particular type that we look for. The type, again, is humble, servant, operating in integrity. It's what's in here, because what's in here is going to show outward, and it's going to show your inner beauty is going to exude outward, and it's going to make you appealing and beautiful, and it's going to set you apart from others. That's what's important.
For the moment, at Miss Earth USA, we don't open the door at the transgender woman. Is right?
What was that?
For this moment, we have no candidate, we have no transgender woman like a candidate.
No, you said no traditional. I'm sorry, we got a little.
No, she says transgender.
Oh, transgender.
Yeah, it's an accent. Transgender.
I got you. Yeah, I caught that. I know.
I'm trying to cut in. I'm like, where's the screen?
No, that's fine. That's fine. No, at the time we do not have a transgender. At this moment, with the Miss Earth Miss Earth organization, the rules are natural born female. So we do fall in line with what is traditionally and what is in the parent rules of Carousel and organization of Miss Earth.
Do you think this rule must change?
I believe that it will progress naturally as it should. And to be honest, you know, there are so many different avenues and so many different lanes for all walks to participate in. So, you know, whether it's now that we change or whether it's later or way down the line, regardless of when we change, there's always going to be opportunities that are presenting themselves again for all walks of life to be able to show and exude what it is that they believe and what it is they feel and what it is they are and who they are, and to be able to put that on display in pageantry even. So yeah, it's who knows? I always say anything is possible.
I like the open mind organization. We open the door, no stereotypical candidate, and maybe in the future transgender woman. Yes, I like this.
For the Miss division, yes, that, I mean, like I said, that's something we do follow for the Miss division. I know when we had our elite division, we did have because that division did not go directly to Miss Earth, but we did have a transgender. So we had one contestant that was, so we're open to it. But again, we do still have to follow within the guidelines and the parameters of our parent organization.
For your job, like director of operation, what is the most difficult?
The most difficult thing, I would say, if you ask Laura, she'll tell you the most difficult thing for me to do is to keep from trying to compete in the pageant because I want to be on stage so bad because I miss competition. You ask her, that would be the answer. But to me, I really feel like, and it's a personal thing, I think work-life balance is a little different. And that's just because I am very, very, very meticulous. I like to make sure to get things done right here. So if you see me at any time, I've got 2 phones and I'm like this. So so sometimes just making sure that, hey, you know, put the phones down, put the email down, take a break. I think that's the thing that's the most difficult for me. Besides, like I said, wanting to compete and continuing to compete.
If you lose your phone, you become a desperate woman.
Man, if I lose my phone, man, I don't know. It's been scary. I've turned around. I've left the house before and I'm like, oh my God, I did not have my phone. Hold on. And turned all the way around to go back. So yeah. But it's fun for me. I like the thrill of making sure everything is right, making sure everything is on schedule, on done, checked off of the list. Everyone's questions are answered. Everyone is 100% prepared. I tease and I joke and I tell her I'm like her Olivia Pope, except not the violent stuff, but I'm that fixer. We like to do that.
On the backstage of Miss Earth USA pageant, you become the mother of all candidates, I imagine. It's not too difficult.
No, I'm definitely, it is like, yeah, it's like having 150 children and then 14 directors. So that's another 14. And then, yeah, you end up becoming so attached and so close to everyone that you work with, title holders, directors, partners, even in our business partners, we all form a big family. And pageantry, they say pageantry is sisterhood, but that is one thing that we definitely really do take to heart. And we make sure that we stick to that theme and we embrace that sisterhood or, family environment, if it's not just sisters, family environment, and that atmosphere.
And what is your best memory at the Miss Earth USA pageant for the moment?
Man, I think
That's a tough question.
yeah,
It's like,
because there's been a lot.
like, wow. Okay.
Yeah, man. Okay, so I would say there might be a tie for two. I think I have two. Nope, three. I have three. So three quick ones. Ready? Okay, the first one. Of course, last year was huge. It was like in a this is, I mean, I'm sorry, Scott, I don't know who your team is, but this was kind of like Lindsay winning Miss Earth last year was kind of like the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. We were just it was just crazy, and so I lost it and went berserk and was so excited. I screamed, I scared my dog, I scared the kids. We were watching virtually like everyone else, and I was sweating and everything. Like by the time it was all over, I had no voice. I had a meeting the next day. It was just insane. So that would definitely be one. Another big moment was when I was a state director, and one of my teen title holder at that time in 2017, she actually won Teen Miss Earth United States. It was United States back then. So she actually won the Teen Miss Earth USA title. And then that same year, nope, excuse me. Yeah, nope. It was the year after, excuse me, the next year, as a state director, I had one title holder who was a teen, and I watched her and I coached her from this very meek, very quiet, never been in pageants before, used to sit like this and whispered and didn't speak loud. And, we coached from that in her very first pageant being a junior teen to her coming back the next year and competing in the teen division. And she took home third place out of all of the contestants, and she just overcame so many personal hurdles, and it was so thrilling to see, just to see her blossom and grow. And it just warms my heart, and to this day I feel like she's my best success story. If you see just kind of how she started and where she is now, she's just she's a knockout. She just actually went on to try. She's been competing in the USA circuit. She's gone up and she's knocking it down, and knocking down these barriers just left and right, and continuing to push herself. And so yeah, those would be, I think, my top three. I don't have one. They're all so close to me.
I ask this question. My next question, I ask this question to all candidates for this promotion. It's a hard question for all candidates. Who is your favorite Miss Earth?
Gonna be biased, but it's really not because I'm biased, I promise. But Lindsay, hands down, has been my favorite Miss Earth. She came with such conviction, and I think being on the back end and seeing that, this was really her first time opening. She was one that stepped out of her comfort zone, and she tried something new in pageantry, and just seeing her blossom through the state process, and then seeing her compete through nationals, and then seeing her progress and prepare for Miss Earth. And then when she got that Miss Earth crown, just seeing how she exploded on this platform and just used her voice, and was just, again, with so much conviction, with integrity, and just moving through and representing the country so well. I hands down feel like she was my favorite. It was brains, beauty, all of it, everything rolled into one. Everyone's always beautiful, but again, I think just being able, and I think that is just being able to see where she started and then how she progressed, that just leads me to
I am so sad for Lindsay, because she have a special reign with the pandemic. She have no the real reign for me. She have no the explosion, the exposure she have need, because we have not travel a lot. She have not speak a lot during the pandemic. I'm so sad for this.
Yeah, the pandemic did put a damper on things, and made some challenges, but again, she did things and she adjusted with such grace. And again, that's where that humble piece come into play. She didn't think, I'm a celebrity, or she had this, became a diva. Sometimes that happens, and they get upset because they don't get to travel or they don't get things. She adjusted, and she understood, again, what the job was about, and that was being able to spread the mission, and she did it in the way that she could and what we had available, and I commend her for that.
But she traveled to Belgium. I have a family house in Belgium, and I don't see I don't see Lindsay when she come in Belgium, but she have tried waffle in Belgium.
I'm sure she would love to go.
What is your ultimate dream in pageantry?
I honestly think I'm living it. And when I was competing, it was always, I thought it was always to be a national title holder. I thought that was the pinnacle. But being able to work in these different avenues, in these different areas, coaching, directing, now working behind the scenes with the organization, you see the impact that it has. You know, when you're a title holder, you live through the growth and you learn new things about yourself, and so you get that part of it. But when you're behind the scenes and you see from the outside in all of the lives you're changing, all of the lives you're touching, all of the people that you're able to reach with your platform, I think to me that turned into the pinnacle. Like it's not just about getting that crown. That's what I learned. And that's what I encourage a lot of girls to do, you know, in pageantry, is don't just stop at being a title holder. Get involved in other ways so you can see what it is that you can actually do and the impact that you can have, because it's so much greater. You know, having the crown and sash, it is phenomenal, and you do get that big platform and you have that bigger stage. But when you're able to be behind the scenes and you're able to actually formulate and make, you know, create that change and create those opportunities, I think that's where it's at. And that's where I say I feel like I'm living my dream.
You live in your dream. I live my dream because I have created with a friend this magazine, and I work in this industry since 20 years too. Wow. And I love my job now because I meet a lot of girls in the world.
Yep, and that's how it was for me. You know, before, when I was in pageantry and even when I was competing, I left a job in corporate America. I had a 15-year history in corporate America in my career, and I said bye-bye, and I stepped away, and I said pageantry is it, and this is what I'm doing what I love. So it's not a job, it's a passion, and I'm able to live through, you know, through everyone else, and be able to live my passion out and show the world what we do. And you know, I think that's huge, and so that's why it's the dream for me, I think.
I imagine to prepare this pageant, this show, this incredible show, this amazing show, need some time. Have you the time to see your children?
So you guys are gonna laugh, right? I have an 18-year-old, I have a 15-year-old, and I have a 2-year-old. So currently, and it's so funny, I'm kind of sequestered in a room where I'm kind of blocked off where the toddler is running around, and I think that's why I have the 2 phones and the laptop. It's just constantly moving. He's very active, so I stay active with him, and we just keep up, and I do everything in between moments of him throwing toys and playing and singing with mom. And you know, it's just we make the most of all of our moments, and then when I have a couple of seconds of quiet time, I work. So again, extreme multitasking. That's what I like to call it, an extreme multitasking.
You are superwoman.
It works.
You are superwoman.
Well, thank you. Invisible cape, but I'll take it. Yes.
Because you manage all things, your family, your job, and you make a great success with Miss Earth USA, and you make a great job with this pageant, and you have the time to have a family. For me, it's amazing.
I always say, you know, a woman, it's the woman's job. That's kind of us by nature. We do. We do. We have to make it happen, right? It's got to get done. It's going to get done some kind of a way. We're going to make it happen. So, that's just the attitude and the mentality. It's just, do what you got to do. And then when I have my moments and, maybe they're at grandma's or something for the day and I can take a break for a couple of hours and maybe get a nap and then hop right back to it.
I have no children for the moment, only my cats. But next year, I finish my process of adoption.
Congratulations! Oh, that is wonderful.
Wow.
Oh, that is great.
Yes,
I wish you the
I
best.
hope to have my family in
Oh.
July. Normally, it's finished for July.
Congrats. Oh, that is
Congratulations.
so great.
Thanks. And
That is
for
so
the moment, I have some occupation with my 8 cats.
They
And
will keep you busy.
moving with 8 cats in United States is not easy.
Listen, I have one dog and that's it. He's more than the kids sometimes. The kids say, can we get enough? No, he's enough. I say, I have 3 children, but I have 4 because he's like all of them rolled into one.
But I come back for Thanksgiving. It's my return in United States after 1 year in France because the President Trump closed the border before my comeback. I work by Zoom. Zoom is becoming my new friend.
Yeah, this is our new normal, right?
I have a last question. Which advice could you give to someone who hesitated to enter in the Miss Earth system?
So the best advice I would say would be to just go for it. A lot of times we run into girls and even, in coaching that they don't know. They're not too sure. They're not too confident. They kind of get stuck in their head and they let opinions or they let what they see on the outside or assumptions sometimes get in the way and stop themselves from a potential opportunity that you never know. And Lindsay Coffey is a perfect example of that. She took a leap and decided, I'm going to try pageantry. She was in fashion for so long. She says, let me try pageantry. And it was brand new to her. And look what she ended up doing. Look what opportunities became. She ended up winning the national title. Then she made history for our country on the 20th anniversary of Miss Earth USA. And, and it's just, and then you have these opportunities that are abound. And the same thing for me, even in competing. Like I said, my first pageant, there's a movie called Little Miss Sunshine, and I was her. It was really bad. Again, I was a wreck. I didn't know what I was doing, and it was something I'd never thought about a pageant. I'd seen Miss America once or twice on TV, but I said I'm gonna give it a shot. And even when I came in dead last because I wasn't prepared. And I wasn't ready to go up against all of these other girls. I didn't let that stop me. And I stepped again out of my comfort zone and I took that opportunity. I got out of my head and I said, I'm going to try it again. And then the next time I go and I compete, I get runner up. I get first runner up in a pageant against 52 girls. So, and that's where I say, just do it. Just go out, just try it, give it a try, because you never know what'll happen. You never know what you'll stumble upon. And now this is what I do. So
last week I have interviewed Mrs. Earth USA, Meredith, and she said me, pageantry is like the sport of my husband. Pageantry is my sport.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. It's funny because when men ask that, men that don't know anything about pageantry, they're like, well, why are these so many different titles? I use sports. I said, it's kind of like football has the Super Bowl, the NBA has the finals, MLB has the World Series.
World Series.
Everybody has their different avenues and everyone has a different team and you get it. It's the same thing. Pageantry works the same way. And then they're like, oh, yeah, it's a sport. It's the same thing.
I
Well, Kia,
haven't.
you've inspired me, by the way. I'm bringing an evening gown to Orlando. I'm going to try pageantry.
Go for it. Listen, it is so much fun. I'm telling you, you learn
gonna-
so much about yourself. You really do. I mean, I didn't think that I would ever be in a gown. And I mean, I was an athlete in school. I ran track. I was kind of a tomboy. And I mean, I was like, I'd never worn makeup. I was just like, and stepped on that stage and God, you can't get me off now. I'm like, you know, you learn to, and I never thought that I would be, you know, someone that would be comfortable being in front of an audience and being judged and, you know, all of that. There's so much that you learn about yourself just from taking that leap and just, you know, try it. You can't say you don't like something until you try it. So
I have an interview Miss World Armenia, and she said me Miss World or Miss Earth is like the Olympic Games for her.
it is.
Wow.
Yes, and she
absolutely is.
she is in Puerto Rico now. She competed for the first time in the competition, and she won the national title at the first try, and she go to Puerto Rico for Miss Earth. And the team of Inside Pageant go after Miss Grand International, all the team go to Miss World Pageant. And after, you come back to Orlando for Miss Earth USA.
Wow, that's gonna be
Fabulous.
That's going to be fantastic. Yeah, Miss Earth is, I mean, it's a tough competition. It is definitely like the Olympics. It's not like any other pageant. There's so many different factors and so many things that they're scored and judged on that are so critical and they're so hard. It's not just, you know, your wardrobe or on your stage presence or just interview. There's so many different avenues. You have to be very well rounded because they look at everything. You're the total package. So that's why you're Miss Earth. You're the total package.
I hope with this promotion we win a new crown of Miss Earth in 2022.
Fabulous.
Yes, I hope we have the great state title holder. I think you have the future winner of Miss Earth in this promotion.
Oh, fabulous.
Yes, we have.
Never know.
You can't. We have Miss South Carolina. She have a great platform. I love this platform. She create the non-organization profit for this platform. So we have Miss Rhode Island. I love this girl because she have created a very particular evening gown. She created herself the evening gown for the final with the end of the kid because she's a teacher. And we have two Miss New York. Miss New York have a great platform too.
Yes,
I like this promotion.
I like that's what I like about Miss Earth, just the system and in general. And especially of course Miss Earth USA, is it allows the girls to be able to go their individual ways with their platforms, but it's still one goal. And I joke, I say, I had hashtag save Earth. It's one goal, but there's so many different ways to do it. So that's what I love and I cherish about the system, is it gives individuality to the title holder. And it still is, again, towards the mission of the organization and being an ambassador for the planet. So you get those
we have created a real sisterhood, a real sorority. Absolutely. It's not the case, it's not the right in all pageant system. We have not this. You have not this sorority, this sisterhood in another system. It's very particular to Miss Earth system, I think.
It's very true, and that's what we hold dear. We hold that dear, and that's why our girls, there's some of them, they come back year after year after year, and they want to keep competing. And it's just because of the experience. You know, there's only so many crowns that are going to be given, right? So, you know, if you're in the Miss division, your odds are a little bit better because there's 4 titles. But, you know, you're a Mrs. or you're a teen, There's only one crown. So the odds are stacked against you. So it's the experience. It's about what you make of your legacy. It's about what you do with your time during your reign. That's what's important. And that's what we want to make sure that, we give them a top-notch experience and that they build and they leave that legacy for the next title holder and and for the world even, because that's what they're here for and that's what we're serving. So